We are the partners of Solarian Games,
I'm Jason.
and I'm Peter. And this week, Operation Atlas Conspiracy is available on Drive-Thru RPG. There's a new Nancy Drew tabletop RPG. The Last of Us creator has been tagged to helm the new Dungeons and Dragons TV series. There is Dreadball All Stars coming soon, the sci-fi sports game. New Star Trek Adventure series, or sorry, Adventure Species source book, lots of S's. And lastly, Jason went to a place called Battle Standard, and it seems to be a cool place to play.
Want to talk about it?
So let's talk about it. All right.
All
Well,
right.
first up, let me do this. Um, so our buddy Scott Gable has a new mission he just put out that's on Drive-Thru RPG. This one is from the from one of the world books that I've been writing every month for the Patreon. This is and he took a little blurb, like a I don't know, maybe like half a page worth of stuff to and blew it out into an entire adventure. And Scott, I mean, he goes crazy. So this book is probably I don't know, a million pages long or whatever. I don't know, but
But you know
it's
what? I haven't seen the cover yet. It looks really good because I've been doing covers for Scott for a
yeah,
while, and I've been so busy I just couldn't get back to him on this.
right.
So it looks like he either did this himself or got somebody to, and
Oh,
he
he
did a
got.
great job.
Oh, check it. He got Brian to do it. Brian
Brian Kowalski
Kowalski.
did it. Yeah.
Kowalski,
So
yeah. So
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, that's great. And hey, Chet's here because we're going to be
Yeah,
talking about the game we had tonight. So hey, Chet.
that's awesome.
Awesome.
So it's all right. So I actually have the page count here. It's 240 pages.
Oh my!
So
This is why we're not publishing his stuff. I can't. Where am I going to fit 240 pages in real print? Oh my
right,
gosh!
right. Hey,
But yeah,
retirement is a beautiful thing.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, anyway, so this adventure is it revolves around a NATO satellite has intercepted a signal from a Soviet SS-20 intermediate range ballistic missile in the mountains of southern Algeria. So this is how the
I
Algeria
love how
book.
specific he is about which missile
Yeah,
one.
I know,
Oh,
right?
geez, that's great.
Says unable to locate the missile launcher with their satellites. NATO has
That would
tasked
be unable to
ICON.
locate the X-25 6/B-48 2 missile launcher, right?
Right, right. They couldn't find it on frequency 2735.
We love you, Scott.
Right, we do. And so they're, Icon's going to go down and try and find it and stop the launch. And
Awesome.
it also contains information. He included, so he asked me if it was okay, and I said absolutely. Included the minion system,
Nice.
and one of the assets that I put into the game called the drone blaster, which is um, it's an anti-drone gun. It's like literally like a gun you hold like this, and it's a real thing. It's actually
Yeah,
it actually
yeah.
exists.
I think those things are happening over in Ukraine right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
we may or may not be sending them there. In addition, the package includes a separate supplement with mission complications to assist the admin in running the mission. So this is awesome. Thanks,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes. Yes.
Look forward to seeing it in play somewhere at some
Yeah.
time.
Maybe a TotalCon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll be there in a few days.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Next
The
up.
next story we've got. This is really cool. There is a new Nancy Drew tabletop RPG, and this is by Carolyn Keene. This is actually it's a solo mystery and puzzle game. So it's solo RPG, which is very cool. And she says that it is designed as a how done it rather than a traditional who done it. So the players are tasked with proving the known villain's guilt and undoing the damage they've caused. It says here it's specifically inspired by the original 1930s novels, and I have a little insight on why that is, although I think it's a good decision no matter what.
Right.
Featuring a version of Nancy who is blonde, carries a gun, and frequently finds herself in high stakes peril. You'll notice this is pretty cool artwork here. And by the way, I looked up who the artist is. Josh Wright
Okay.
is the artist in this, who apparently did art for one of their other games, Cultists of Cthulhu. And so here we have a piece that Josh did, and you see Nancy with her blue convertible, and there's some dominoes on the ground next to some footprints. That's because the gameplay mechanic for this solo game is a domino based puzzle system. So you string together matching tiles to represent following a trail of clues.
Right.
That's pretty cool. Um, And the game includes the full text of The Bungalow Mystery, which the creator cites as the most exciting of the original 4 books.
Oh, very cool.
So here's the deal. Here's why it's able to have the whole thing. Can you guess why they were able to put the full text of the book in with the game?
Yeah, man. The copyright's free. It's
Expired.
freeware. It's
Public
expired. Yeah,
domain.
public domain.
But here's the thing. Okay, so I'm very excited to see this happening. And before I even get into the public domain side of it, you and I, neither one of us grew up reading Nancy Drew.
Mhm.
I do have a collection of Hardy Boys books over there, but you know, our childhoods were very gender coded, right?
Yes, they were.
So yes,
Yes,
they were.
yes, they were.
So I just went back to say, well, what's the Nancy Drew stuff like now this is coming out? It's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy cow, it's good. I mean, the books are good. They're young adult, just like Hardy Boys, all that kind of fun. But I thought I would check out a little bit of the films too. And I watched 2007 Nancy Drew film, and I thought, nah, it's kind of dumb. But then I watched one of the originals. I went back and I watched Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase from 1939. And if you like pulp, if you like Cthulhu, if you like that whole era of the 30s, which I do, you should watch this movie. It is
Okay.
super fun. The actor who plays Nancy Drew, I don't know all the names of everybody and
Right.
things like that, but she's great. She's just the right mix of, what you would expect a teenager to be like, but also really um, tough and able to figure out things as it goes. So at one point, like a bad guy breaks into her house and she's like, what am I going to do? And she sees the Iceman go by. So she quickly puts out, because it's 1939, so you have a little sign you hang in your window when you need ice. So
Yeah.
she hangs the sign quickly so that she'll get somebody to come in and distract him. But
Right.
she's not trying to get the Iceman to fight for her. He's the distraction. And then she bites the guy's hand, kicks him hard, knocks him down, runs out with the stuff. And she's just like an action hero.
It's interesting to me that back you go back into like the 20s, the 30s and such, back in that era, and the movie theaters were not afraid to make women tough, right?
Hmm.
You see it. There's a lot of older movies where the women are, they're very stand up and very, just tough people.
Hmm.
And then there's just like this period in like the, after World War II, I think, right? You get in the 40s and 50s and stuff, and they all become kind of played down, and they don't come back into
Right. Yeah,
prominence.
culture changed a lot. We think that
Yeah,
there's this sort of steady line of it, but it goes in crazy different directions. The
right.
1930s are not like more regressive than the 50s necessarily. In fact, they're a lot more progressive,
Yeah, I think so. I
you
agree.
know? Like I saw this thing, this is from I think from the 1930s, about this fad that, we don't know what fads were in the 20s and the 30s necessarily, of women painting their knees because skirts had started to go up a little higher and suddenly you could see people's
Oh,
knees. And
right.
so it started out as putting a little makeup on, and the next thing you know, you're like making a couple of flowers, and then pretty soon it's this whole thing of doing entire artwork, not tattoos, but just drawn on. And it creates all this scandal, and there's people getting upset about it. And the women at the time were like, or the young teenage girls even at the time were like, we do
Right.
what we want. You can't stop us.
Right. Right.
It was cool.
Yeah.
So, and here Chet says that my grandmother gave me her Nancy Drew books. They're good.
Yeah.
And Scott says that so the actress in the 1970s TV series, which I have not watched, Pamela Sue Martin. So good to know.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. Here's what I kind of looked into a little bit about the whole copyright expiring thing. And um, I wish them all the best. I think they're probably going to be okay through what we call uh, security through obscurity, but technically, they don't actually have the right to do this. So here's
Okay.
the deal: a lot of things are going into the public domain as we hit whatever number of years it has to be. I don't know the exact 83
Something.
years.
It's a lot. It blew up a couple of years back.
Yeah, they call the law the Mickey Mouse copyright
Yeah.
law. That's the
Yeah.
joke, but it's actually the Sonny Bono copyright law. Yeah, I went down a Sonny Bono what do you call it, rabbit hole the other day for no reason, as you do.
Right.
If anybody doesn't remember Sonny Bono, Sonny and Cher, they were married. By all accounts, he wasn't the best dude. I don't know exactly what he did, but I'm not gonna cast aspersions because I don't know the details, but not the greatest guy. And then at some point, he was a business owner. He didn't like some local regulations, so he became a politician, and he ended up getting into Congress. Uh, and maybe he was even a senator. I don't know if he was a rep or a senator,
Wow.
but when he got to that, he basically used his position to extend copyright so that he could, because he's a Hollywood guy,
Okay.
not necessarily a particularly talented or great Hollywood guy, but the point.
He had
So
his moment.
yeah, he had his moment. Good for him. So anyway, that copyright that he worked so hard to make last forever eventually does run out. But the copyright is only the public domain is only for I think 4 books. And these are 4 books, the first 4 books from 1930. So there's some rules that you have to follow if you want to do anything with this public domain. You can only use the version of Nancy Drew from those 4 books, not the later version. And they did this. This is why they're using the 1930s Nancy Drew. So, for example, the public domain version of Nancy has to drive a blue roadster. And so she's driving a blue roadster.
Okay.
Because if she drives something later, well, she could drive anything, but if you're going to do that version, that's what she drove back then. She's a lot feistier, a lot ruder. She carries a gun. She's tough. That's the version. She's also 16 in the first books, and later she comes 18. So if you're going to do something, you have to do more of a high school girl with a gun.
Oh,
It's still pretty
wow.
cool. It's still
Yeah.
pretty cool. And there's certain things you can't use apparently from later characters like Bess, George, Ned Nickerson. I don't know who they are because I don't know Nancy Drew that well.
Right.
Those are characters from later books, so you can't use those. But here's the thing. I often talk about the difference between copyright, patent, and trademark. They're all
Mhm.
intellectual property and they're all different kinds. Patents we can always pretty much throw aside because that doesn't usually come into play in our gaming world.
No.
But people really mix up the idea of a copyright and a trademark. A copyright means you can take the text from the original um, Nancy Drew books and you can use it. And they've done that. They're including their favorite of the first 4 books. Completely legal. Absolutely, you can do that. You can have that version of Nancy Drew's character in things, and you can call her Nancy Drew in them. But the problem comes when you call your game the Nancy Drew game.
Oh, right. Trademark. Now you're getting into trademark.
Because trademark is not about copyright. The clue is in the name. It's the mark under which you trade. It's how you know if you buy a can of Coca-Cola that the Coca-Cola company made it and
Right.
not David Coca-Cola.
Right. Right.
And so Simon and Schuster still owns that trademark. If you want to make anything with Nancy Drew in it, you could make a game and call it The Haunted Staircase,
Right.
and you'd be fine, and you could put Nancy Drew in it. But if you call it The Nancy Drew Game, then you're essentially implying that it's an official Simon and Schuster publication. And if they wanted to, they could come in and say, "We're going to stop you."
Right. Right. But like,
So,
yeah, I went to the Kickstarter page and it wasn't a huge Kickstarter.
like
So
3 grand.
yeah, something like that. So it probably wouldn't even be worth their time to even get into this because they're going to be like, oh, so what are we going to do? We're going to upset a couple hundred people. That's it. Like it's not going to be they're not going to. It's not. I mean, unless they want to say that this is a way to protect their trademark, I could see them
Well,
doing
that's the
something
thing.
like that.
It has to. So, really, the best thing for Simon and Schuster to do, if they find out that this exists, I'm not telling them,
I'm not telling them.
but if they were to find out, the best thing for them to do would be to go to Carolyn Keene, who made this, and say, "Hey, this is cool. We understand what you're doing, but we own the trademark. We have to protect it. So what we need to do is write a license for you.
Yeah.
You
Right.
have to, we will give you the right to use the name for this game, and then you have to write some text in there that the legalese that says you're not challenging our trademark with it, and then we're cool."
Right. And then that
Um,
way, in the future, if somebody else challenges and they say, well, these guys did, and they can like, oh, no, no, no. They were licensed to do it.
right, right. Because if they just let people get away with it, enough times, then you have a Xerox Kleenex
But
dumpster situation, you know, where a,
Velcro, right?
Velcro, where a word becomes genericized and you can lose your trademark if it's shown that you weren't protecting it.
Right.
So, but anyways, that's legal corner for today from the guy who's not a lawyer. Anyway, the point is Nancy Drew's really cool. I will buy this game because it's a solo game. It looks fun. But most importantly, I'm going to go back and start reading those books because I there's a whole new world of fun stuff for me.
Neat, neat. All right, cool. And, you know, it makes sense. You know, it was super popular, so it's got to be at least remote. I mean, like for something to be that popular, it's got to be at least remotely good. So it just makes sense, right? That it would
Yeah,
be.
yeah. It wouldn't get that popular if it wasn't good. And I mean, just a last thing on it, you know, I've seen some Hardy Boys films and stuff. They're not good. The Hardy Boys books were pretty fun, but the Nancy Drew, this 1930s movie looks way better than anything I saw from the Hardy Boys.
Right. Hey, just real quick, Brian says Simon watches this podcast. Schuster hates it. That's funny.
I'm
That's funny.
imagining them as like Statler and Waldorf now.
That's funny, Brian. All right, next up. So this is a cool thing. There's a new TV show being made. As you know, we keep getting all these new media type things being made for D&D. This one is about Baldur's Gate 3. And what's really cool about this is that instead of setting it in Baldur's Gate 3 or in that time period, it takes place afterwards. And the reason why that's important is because you don't have to be stuck to anything that's going on or worry about, you know, canon type stuff story elements that have happened, because you're telling the story from there out and you can tell it any way you want to.
And the Baldur's Gate 3 protagonists are kind of overpowered for a TV show where you want to be, you know, rooting for them.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
We talked about this a little bit last week, but we only touched on it. You've got a lot more. You've looked at it more in depth. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
No,
I
we just touched on it.
okay. All right. Cool. Because I only watched part of last week's.
Well,
I'm sorry.
it was your birthday, dude.
I know. I was busy.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
you were that guy that was streaking at the Super Bowl, weren't you?
it could have been me. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I heard somewhere that guy actually bet that somebody would streak through the Super Bowl. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because there's these betting markets for crap like that. But it has happened before. I don't know if that's what happened this time, but there has been a situation before where somebody made a bet that something would happen and then they did it
Yeah.
and they were not able to collect on it because there are rules written into these bets.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But maybe somebody else made money on it and gave it to him in the background.
I don't know. Anyway,
If he turns up upside down in the East River, we know what happened.
with the concrete shoes. All right, so it's being made, or it's being show run by Craig Mazin, who did The Last of Us and the show and the series Chernobyl. Chernobyl was fantastic. I don't know if you
never
saw
heard
it.
of it.
Oh, it's about what happens at Chernobyl.
It's based on history.
Yeah, it's a docudrama, so it's
Okay.
it's based on it. But I don't know 100% how close it is, but it's from what I've heard, it's pretty close.
Okay.
But he also did The Last of Us. Now, anybody who's a fan of The Last of Us, I think most of us will agree, and I think most of society seems to agree with this. The first season was phenomenal, and the second season sucked. And the reason why the second season sucked was because it followed the game that everybody hated, or the story, the part of the story in the
Okay.
game, not the game itself, but what was going on in the story, the storyline. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's awful," and then they did the show and they just recreated that thing that everybody
Oh,
hated, and it was like, "Come
okay.
on." Anyway, but he does good work. So I'm gonna have to say that's a good sign that they got this guy to do it.
Great. And more D&D related shows is better.
Yes. And I always love this term when you hear about some famous person getting to take control of some, role-playing property. He said it's a dream come true. So that's good sign, because that means that he
Yeah.
really cares about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
it's
mean, anybody could say that, but the fact is, if you say that, you got to back it up. So you're probably not going to say it unless you mean it.
yeah, I would hope. So it says while specific details regarding the casting and release dates and all that are still under wraps, the announcement has generated significant excitement within the gaming community, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
It's seen as a major step towards bringing a high-profile premium storytelling to the D&D franchise on the small screen. But is
Now,
it
if we
really
could-
this? Is it really the small screen anymore?
No, it's not anymore. Everybody has a 72-inch TV.
Right,
Nobody goes to the movies in person. So
Rarely.
it's
Yeah.
it's just the screen.
I mean, like, so we bought this really big TV because we have a huge room and we're going to put it on the wall. And when I took it over to the wall, I was like, oh my God, as big as this TV is, it looks small over here because the wall is like a million miles away, right?
Right, right.
Our room is ridiculous big. So we have we put like a dresser at the end of the bed and put the TV on it. And my wife was like, this is ridiculous. That TV is as wide as the bed. And we're sitting here. I'm telling you, man, we watched it for about an hour and we were hooked. We were like, oh my God, it's like we sit at the movies every night.
That's great. That's
So it's
great.
awesome.
Now,
So
what
yeah.
you need then is you need somebody to sit in front of you, blocking the screen, chewing their
Oh yeah.
popcorn really loud, and getting in a fight
Right.
with their girlfriend.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
our cats get up and stand up in front of the
Well, there
screen.
you go.
So
You're
that's
getting the
like people
experience.
getting up and going to the bathroom and,
Yeah, give them
you
some
know,
snacks so that they can recreate that part of it.
right.
Perfect, perfect,
It's
perfect,
just like being at the movies.
perfect. So now, if we can just get somebody to do the TV series for Ultima, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Oh,
Or
next.
Wizardry.
Or was it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's get those. Let's get those.
All right. Next up.
Oh boy, this is very cool. I did not know about this at all. Just sprung out of nowhere. I guess it's been going on for quite some while, and they're finally releasing Dreadball All Stars, the sci-fi sports board game. So you think sci-fi sports board game? Haven't we heard this before? Isn't that just like Blood Bowl or something? Well, kind of, yeah. And you know why? Because it's
Because it's
designed by
great.
the creator of Blood Bowl. This is so cool. Very excited about it. It's not a Games Workshop game. So Jervis Johnson is the designer of this, and Jervis Johnson was the creator of Blood Bowl, the very first one. So he joined Games Workshop as just a sales assistant in 1982. And then in 1986, after just working there for a few years, on his spare time, he designed Blood Bowl. Just came up with it, and the company was like, "Hey, Blood Bowl, we'll put that out." And we all know where that went. His just a great game. He was also a playtester for Rogue Trader, first version of Warhammer 40K. He created the first 6 millimeter miniature game for Games Workshop, which is Adeptus Titanicus, and its spin-off Space Marine, which is the beginnings of the Epic 40K system. And he developed Advanced Hero Quest. So if you like Hero Quest, he did Advanced Hero Quest. So the guy knows what he's doing. And this is really cool. So the way he basically described it is, if Blood Bowl is fantasy football, Dreadball is fantasy basketball. Um, it's a much smaller board. It looks like it's going to be a much faster game, and I think that's great because while Blood Bowl is really fun, I love to play it. You've got to set your day aside.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay.
it's an incredibly fun game, but you've got to have an afternoon to play a game of Blood Bowl. And so here you get something which a much smaller thing. And yes, NBA basketball, but it's really not. Just like Blood Bowl's not football, it's not going to be. There's no hoops. There's none of that. Um, but so it emphasizes tactical scoring and quote brutal player interactions. Uh, it's set in a sci-fi future. This will sound familiar to you.
Hmm.
Set in a sci-fi future where mega corporations sponsor violent sports entertainment across the galaxy.
Sounds so familiar.
Yes, it's a great conceit. We're
Yeah.
doing it with your game, with more blood and very different, of course.
Yeah,
It's
of
not a
course. Yeah, yeah.
sport; it's more just straight up kill you. But that whole world, it's fun. Um, so Dreadball All Stars represents the sport's crowning achievement and biggest contest in the galaxy. High impact slams, end to end scoring, and risky, amazing plays. This is cool. It comes with everything you need already in the box. There's 7 teams. In Blood Bowl, you get 2, and you have to buy all the rest. The 7 teams come with pre assembled miniatures, which again, awesome. You just take them out and start playing. 4 arenas with new game modes and a 6-player battle royale. There's out of the box tournaments with legacy cards, which I guess means you rip them up when you're done. I don't know. Legacy, schmegacy. But whatever. But it looks really cool. It looks like something, if you like Blood Bowl and you like games like that, this looks like a much faster paced, quicker, just get in, have a good time, get out of it. I'm looking forward to playing it and very excited to see that it's happening.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm signed up for a game at TotalCon that we're going to this coming weekend.
Blood Bowl.
It's well, not is it? I don't think it's Blood Bowl. I think it was
Oh, there's a
Torg. What's the one?
yeah. That's like a little more soccer, but yeah, it looks really fun. I know the one you're talking about. It's fun.
So I've never played. I've never played Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl. I really want to play Blood Bowl.
We'll play it sometime then.
Yeah.
I've got the original 1982 version, so
I've always wanted to play. I keep seeing. I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
it's
I never.
super
You know.
fun. Well, here's the good thing. You can practice for it with the video game because the video game version of Blood Bowl is exactly the same rules.
Oh, sweet.
So
Okay.
it's one of the rare occasions where the tabletop and the video game are exactly the same. It's always more fun to play in person, but
Mm-hmm.
if you just want to sit down and like learn how to do it, get the video game and you'll know the rules.
Oh, that's good. That way I can show up prepared.
Yeah,
Not be
and
that
then,
guy.
well, that way I wouldn't break my streak of always losing.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Next story. So this is the Star Trek Adventures. They're for their Star Trek Adventures is species source book, which introduces a how many is it? Hold on. There's a ton of them in here. 60 new alien species templates to play.
Wow.
So in Star Trek, whenever you play it or you see it in a role playing game, it's you got Vulcans and Klingons and Betazoids. You got you'll have I don't know maybe 10 races that are generally covered. But the universe or the galaxy rather, the galaxy has so many races and you keep seeing new ones all the time in the movies. They'll introduce 10 or 15 of them at some event or whatever, and then you never see them again. But this is making it so that you can play all these different races. So it's by Modiphius Entertainment, which obviously they always do good stuff. And the cool thing is, one of the really, really cool things about this is it coincides with the 60th anniversary of the Star Trek franchise. So that's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
I just started. Did I tell you I started watching the original series again? Going from first episode on. I had to take a little bit of a break, but I'm going to get back into it soon. It's interesting. It's fun watching it again for the first time.
This is going to be great. I'm hot and cold with Star Trek. I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Even people who are just huge Star Trek fans can sometimes get upset if one of the shows isn't fitting their vision of it. And it's hard for anybody to follow all the different lore.
Yeah.
But this looks really cool. One of the things that I like about Star Trek is that they always make a point of trying to at least have a consistent in story reason for things. So in this species source book, we're seeing a bunch of species here on the picture and in other ones that we've seen in the book. They all look like pretty humanoid. Right? They all look like you could put a human in a suit and stick them on this thing. And of course, that's because it's easier for the TV show. But they didn't just let it be. So in the Next Generation, back in the 90s, they explained it. And I think the episode was called The Chase, if I remember right, is the Chase. And so essentially, it's one where you finally find out, why do all these alien species look more or less human? 2 legs, 2 arms, 1 head, the whole deal. And it's essentially I don't know if panspermia is the right answer.
Well, that's what they called it, I think, in the episode. Didn't they?
But basically the idea is that it's because they're all related.
Right.
Even though you might have to go back really far back in history, and of course they evolved differently on different planets and everything, but the idea is that it's kind of like in the Isaac Asimov books where there really aren't any aliens. You think of Isaac Asimov books, and you're like, wow, all these galaxies and planets, there must be lots of aliens. Not really. It's just humans, colonizing galaxies. Star Trek, I guess it's more or less the same thing. Whatever the original humanoid race was, we all supposedly came from that. And so that's why in the species source book, even though you get 60 new alien species, I'm assuming they're still all going to follow that template.
Generally, I mean, they do include one thing that's pretty slick. They said that the book features over 120 new talents designed to deepen character customization. It also provides a comprehensive guidance for players who wish to create their own alien species from scratch. So that's pretty cool.
I'd like to see it. I think that would actually teach us a lot about what the supposed canon is for Star Trek species.
Right. Yep.
Can they actually? Can there be ones that are so? Well, I guess I don't know my Star
I mean, yeah,
Trek
the
well enough.
Horta, right? That little lava rock thing that, and it was sentient.
Okay, okay. And I was gonna say the Gorn, but the Gorn could be. I guess the Gorn's reptilian.
Well, hold on. There's the Gorn that we saw in the original series, which just
Yep,
looks like a lizard man, right?
yep.
And then in I forget
Oh, really? Recently they did the Gorn
they
again.
they did them again, but they were like
Really scary.
scary, yeah, crazy monsters.
Really scary. Like yeah, world destroying, frightening. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I actually, there's some people that criticize Strange New Worlds, but I actually really like Strange New Worlds.
I can't imagine how you could criticize it.
I
I
I don't know. I
my
like it.
I not everybody's going to agree about anything, right?
Right.
And I think we can always put the original series at the top and just leave it there because you can't put something above it. You
Right.
can't say like well, something's better than the thing we wouldn't even have Star Trek for. So whatever. So then when you put like the next ones after it, my list goes, which a lot of people I think put Strange New Worlds as their second favorite after the
Oh,
original.
okay.
I hear a lot of people do it because it's so faithful to the original.
Hmm.
And then I think a lot of people would put the next generation after that. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I feel like that's just nostalgia.
Hmm.
And my next favorite is one that very few people agree with me on. And it's Discovery.
Oh, I didn't really care for Discovery that much. It was
Most people
okay.
say that, and
I
I
didn't
think
really.
it's because I'm not a big Trekkie that I wasn't looking at it and thinking, "Oh, they've done something different with my precious show." I just watched it as, "Whoa, that's amazing! Whoa, that is some of the best sci-fi I've seen on TV." And I didn't care if it was, perfectly fitting the fans or whatever.
I have another. I have a controversial one as well.
Hmm.
One of my very favorites is Deep Space Nine. I know a lot of people don't like Deep Space Nine.
Totally understand why that's controversial because I can't watch it.
Right.
I'm
It's
just
very.
so bored.
I know. I know. I know. I so one of the things I found with Deep Space Nine was it was after season two, it like leveled up big
It
time.
wasn't it deep was it Deep Space Nine that introduced the space Jews?
Yes.
Sorry, Ferengi.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm okay. Hey guys, I'm Jewish. I can say this, but I mean, one of the most offensive sci-fi things I've ever seen is the Ferengi. Oh, they've got big ears and big noses, and they love money, and you can't trust them. And oh my, come on.
I
What's next? They're gonna eat babies?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never made that connection. That's fucked up.
Oh, you
I get it now. I get it now that
search
you're
it.
saying
Yeah,
it. I didn't even
totally
think
see it
about I
everywhere.
didn't even think
And
about that.
and sometimes I mix it up with Babylon 5, and that's not fair to Star Trek because then I just don't know what I'm talking about. But
Right.
I like the one. I think it was called Enterprise. Was it the one where it goes
That was
all the way
good. Yeah.
back to
With Scott
First
Bakula.
Contact?
Yeah, that was a great
That
one.
was the First Contact one, right?
Well, it was no First Contact was First Contact was that was a handoff from the original to the Next Generation.
No, but
Um,
what was the series where, and somebody who knows better than us can say it in the chat if they know,
well,
but the series where we go all the way back to when Earth was sending up its first,
yeah, that was Enterprise. It was their
yeah,
first.
that was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that was an excellent show. I
That's
loved it.
really good.
Yeah, I really
So,
like that one too. That ranks way up there as well.
yeah, yeah. So, whatever. I'm excited about this. I haven't watched the new, what is it, Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of predictable whining about it, and then I saw some people who actually gave it a chance and said it was great. So who knows?
I don't. Yeah, I
We'll
don't know.
see.
I haven't watched it, but I haven't even finished. I don't think I even finished. This what is it?
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. I haven't
Okay.
finished the. Didn't they? Did they just put out a new season recently?
Oh, if they did, then I need to go back to it because honestly,
I got
Captain
through
Pi-
season 2. That's how far I got.
Anson, the Captain Pike. What's his name? Anson.
Oh, I don't.
I
I
keep
can't
wanting to
remember.
say it like Anson Most or Donnie Most or Anson Post or whatever from Happy Days. but
He's
it's not
great.
him. Oh, he is so good. He is so good. I just feel like if you could have some way to time shift and put him and William Shatner in a show together,
Oh
it would.
my god, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so good. Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, this is another one. I believe this. I'm going to put the up here. Brian said, "I was super excited for Section 31 and couldn't have been more disappointed." I get it because Section 31. I mean, oh my gosh, what's her name? The woman who was the actor who plays the head of Section 31.
I don't know. You should know her name. She's a humongous
She's
actress.
so huge.
Yeah. Damn it.
Um, anyways, I don't
Michelle
want to get it
Yeoh.
wrong.
Michelle
Thank you,
Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. She's so
Yeah.
good. Totally agree. She's one of the best actors they've ever had on Star Trek, and I agree. Section 31 could have been better,
So
especially
did
because
they let her? They let her down with the writing?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
she can do no wrong, but the writers can. So
Yes, that's true.
anyway,
All right.
oh
Anyway,
well.
so it's on its way. It's scheduled for release in April 2026. The pre-order is $55, 132 pages long.
That's a
So
pretty good
check it
deal.
out. Yeah,
Good
not too
deal.
bad.
Let's get it.
All right, and in this last story, this is a
Hey,
completely Jason story.
this is because you put all the stories together for this week because I was
Yeah,
off just goofing around having a good time.
right.
Chet, I hope you're still on the stream. Say hi if you are. And I'm guessing Benavides is doing something for I think his family thing. I don't want to say
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we went up because we decided um, to start playing some first edition again. And I would love a chance to DM some AD&D. So the Battle Standard happens to be a store that was kind of um, co whatever, the closest for all of us to get together in the same place. And I've thought before every time that we're at a good gaming convention, I'm sure other people have had the exact same thought. If you're at a really good gaming convention and you kind of don't want it to end, and you're like, boy, I wish there was just a gaming convention I could just go to whenever I wanted to. Like, it's just the eternal gaming convention. And short of the fact that you're not going to get hundreds of people to show up every weekend together, which is the real thing that's great about it, if you just take all the other stuff, it this is it. This is what this store is like. So it's up in East Windsor, Connecticut, and this first photo is just showing just the game store part of it. Nothing surprising about that. You'd expect to see a bunch of good games and a cool looking name on the side. But
All
let's
right.
see what order you put some of the photos in here. All right,
This
so
looks
first of
awesome.
all, so good. Yeah, these guys were playing a Star Wars miniatures game. I didn't see which one.
My God, that's cool.
And oh my God, everybody, there was so much like cheering and laughing and all this stuff going on in the whole place. And I'll tell you in a minute why that's not bad, because even though we were there near it, we were relatively protected from all the noise. But so what we have here, these guys, I asked them if I could take their photo. They were cool about it. So they have so many of these miniatures, dedicated miniatures playing spaces. And I don't know if we have another photo of any of the other miniature playing spaces here.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is just a bit of it. Set up for all these different games, from like historical minis to Warhammer to Star Wars to everything else. And then another part of the store, they have open for food and dining and open gaming and all that kind of stuff. And you can see even more miniatures being played there. Over in the store part of it, we've got our Han Solo encased in carbonite, or is it carbonite?
Yeah, carbonate. Yep.
Thank you. And the lights were all flashing, and we went up to it.
Cool.
Chet and I went up and gave it a knock. It was really well made. It wasn't like some plasticky thing.
That's awesome.
Somebody put in
cool.
some work on this thing, and the whole place. Let's not go forward with any more photos just yet.
Okay.
So because we've seen those kind of things. So the whole place, you've got gaming store, you've got not restaurant, you've got whatever cafe kind of thing. Actually, yeah. Do we have the picture of the restaurant part of things?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Let's do this
this
first.
is just great.
That's in the bathroom, right?
You go in the bathroom and the urinal is a mimic.
That's awesome.
It's so good.
That's good.
It's
The
so
first time
good.
when you saw that for the first time, was it like, oh my God?
Jump scare.
Yeah, right. That's
Total
cool.
jump scare. It was
That's
great.
cool.
It was
cool.
great. Yeah, and so then over here they have they have their liquor license. They have a full kitchen, and I actually took pictures of the menu just because there were so many good things on here that they had available. So you can get. Let me see if I can make this a little better.
Pickle
bigger so
spear
I
of
can read it.
frugality.
Yes, the pickled spear of frugality, and then in parentheses, it's a pickle.
Right.
Let's see, the fan of flames, Samwise Ganges potato fries,
Oh, that's so perfect.
Beholder bites,
Yeah.
um, the Moots and Pants, which is great. Moots and Pants and Moots and Pants.
Right.
There was all sorts of really great themed stuff like that.
Nerd herder.
Nerd Herder, yes, that was a good
That's
one.
awesome.
What else do we have here? Let's see. We've got they had potions and elixirs. All right, so Benavides tried some of these. You can go up and get a potion of healing, invisibility, a potion of stamina. I think David got a potion of invisibility, which is Sprite, lemonade, and Mountain Dew.
Oh wow. Okay.
Such a nerd drink.
Yeah.
So good. And the beer was great. I had the Back East Porter. It's an English style brown porter, and it was so refreshing and so good. There's only like 2 IPAs on the whole thing.
Oh man, what would I do? No,
I know.
I like I like everything. I'm looking at this Black Hog Granola Brown.
Yeah, I want to try that next
That
time
looks
for
good.
sure. So I mean, all and they even have a meadery, because if you really want to be a Ren Fair nerd, you're gonna drink mead.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't
absolutely.
go that hard.
No,
I'm not a
I
mead.
don't know what it is. I don't like mead. Like I like honey. I just don't like mead.
It's too sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
think that's what it
but
is.
John Johnson, if you're listening, he loves that stuff.
All right, awesome. And
So
then
yeah, who dat?
who dat?
So yeah, so we got you get your own room. You can just play out in the open play area and just play and order your food. Or for $60, you can reserve a whole room. And if you've got, 4, 5, 6 people playing, that's
Yeah,
cheap.
that's cheap. It's very cheap.
So cheap. And this room was so great. A huge, huge table with incredibly comfy kind of throne chairs everywhere.
Hmm.
There's armor hanging on the walls and swords and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so we're playing. Anybody who knows what they're looking at will see that we're playing
Nope.
White Plume Mountain.
Yeah, there you go.
Got my second printing of the GM screen out for this. Yeah, it's just White Plume Mountain. It's a fun high level, go through. Hey, there's Chet.
Yeah.
There's Chet doing the cool selfie.
Yeah, when you sent me these pictures, because you didn't tell me who you were meeting up with, to
Oh,
this,
right,
and I was
right.
like, oh my god, there's Dave and Kevin and Chet. I was like, oh, that's got to be a great game.
It's really fun.
And I was really surprised because you told me that you were running White Plume Mountain. And I said, that's great. It's one of my favorite modules. But I was like, but the only downside to that is that everybody has played that module. So it's
Mhm.
like the tricks and traps in it, they're just going to see through. And you're like, oh, none of these guys have played it. I was like, oh my God, that's perfect.
Yeah,
That is
somebody
excellent.
had played it like 40 years ago or something.
Okay. They probably
But-
forgot most of it.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was doing when I was a child, so
Right.
But yeah, it was great. And you can see, look how much room we have.
Yeah, that's excellent.
It's huge, and there's a screen if you're that kind of
Yeah.
a player, you want to put stuff up there.
Sure.
I mean, it literally is like being at a gaming convention, only you can go there anytime you want. It's just
That's-
always there.
That's fantastic.
So I would love to hear from people about what their favorite gaming store is because there's a few great ones that we know of around the country.
yeah.
But the battle standard up in please, if you're in the area, go give them money. I want that thing to stay there forever.
Right.
It is
That's
a
cool.
great store. So
That's
we had
very
we had a blast. We'll be picking up the same game at TotalCon, just with us. I think Joey will be able to join us then, and it was a blast. We're gonna keep going. Love the battle standard. Thanks, guys, for making such a cool place, and thanks Kevin Borup for knowing about it. He was the one that introduced me to it. So or
I've heard of
introduced
that
it to
guy
me.
before. I've talked to him a
Kevin.
time or two. Yeah.
Good old Kevin.
So I guess the last thing that we talk, I don't have a picture for this, but because I didn't think that we should talk about it, or I didn't think about talking about it, but we
Oh,
should
no.
talk about it. Is that we're going
What
to
is it?
TotalCon?
Oh yeah, TotalCon. Golden
Um,
Fez.
Yeah, and we're gonna have the Golden Fez. So we're doing a bunch of stuff up there. We're gonna, we're running games all week, and we get our own room there. So if you want to go to TotalCon, if you haven't already got your tickets and you're not already going and you're up in the area, come up, check out our games. I think we still have some seats for some of our games somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. Most of them are sold
I'll
out.
usually try to make a
But-
space for somebody
yeah.
if I like them enough.
Well, I always do that too. Whenever I put my adventures up and have people sign up for them, I always reserve like one extra seat. I
Yeah.
don't put it up on the list, just in case someone's like, "Hey, I'm looking for a game," or I'm talking to somebody like, "Ah, yeah, I'd like to get in your game, but all the tickets are gone." I was like, "Ah, well, since you have approached me and it's just you, I make arrangements for that."
Yeah.
So So at any rate, we're going to be running some games. I'm going to be running the first beta adventures for Agent 13. I'm going to be running that one twice. So I took Operation Ragnarok, turned it into a pulp adventure. So it's basically the same adventure with, whatever you need to do to ramp it back to 1940, 1939, I think it is, right before the war starts. The
depending on which country you're in.
Yeah, I think was it 38? Maybe no. I did it before any actual war starts.
So
right
like
before
36, I think.
Maybe it's 36.
Whatever, the 30s.
My head.
The 30s.
But it's the Nazis are trying to get some secret weapon that they're going to start their war with, and you're there to stop them from doing it.
Nice.
So that should be fun. And I'm going to run more Blood one night. And then like I said, we have the Golden Fez on Saturday. There's an industry party on Friday.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be crazy. Lots of stuff to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So come on out and see us at TotalCon and buy us a drink.
Yeah. Oh, and also this show, the plan is right now that next week when you watch this show, it's going to be pre-recorded. It's going to be the Golden Fez, and we're going to stick it in this slot.
Yeah.
So because it's too much trouble for us to try and stream from a convention because the Wi-Fi is completely unpredictable. Who knows? And then I'm not coming home until Monday, like probably not going to be home until Monday night. I'm going to be too tired to do a show after driving.
Yeah. So, but next week will be great because you'll get to see who won the Golden Fez for the second year running.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what we got.
Thanks, everybody. Those of you who are Patreon paid subscribers have access to the after party in the Discord. So come on over and see us there. And everybody, please subscribe, like, review, send us cash, whatever you want to do.
Right. Yes.
All right.
No firstborns though. We don't want any more kids. We're good.
No, we're good with those. We got enough. They're all working in the basement.
Right.
All right. See y'all next. We'll see y'all at TotalCon.
Yeah.
Good night.